Boeing launched its 787 Dreamliner program on April 26, 2004, with an initial order of 50 jets from Japanese airline All Nippon Airways. Although the program faced multiple delays, the aircraft finally entered service with the airline in 2011. Initially, Boeing's Everett, Washington site was the sole assembly facility for the 787, but in later years, a second assembly line was established in South Carolina. Ultimately, Boeing decided to consolidate all Dreamliner production in South Carolina, ending Everett-based 787 assembly. But why did this happen? Today we take a deep dive into the decision. According to Adam Skvet, a regional economist at the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, Boeing initially considered multiple locations, including California, Kansas, North Carolina, Texas, and Washington, before narrowing it down to South Carolina and Washington by 2009. At the time, Everett had experienced significant labor disputes, including a 57-day strike in 2008, costing Boeing over $1 billion in lost profits. While Boeing has never officially admitted this influenced its decision, many believe otherwise. Conversely, South Carolina was seen as an attractive option due to its existing aerospace industry, availability of 787 parts suppliers, and largely non-unionized workforce. Boeing, however, denies unions were a deciding factor, instead highlighting other strategic advantages. The company stated it evaluated criteria to find the best location for increasing 787 production efficiency. Additionally, Boeing Charleston already handled key 787 fuselage fabrication and assembly, making South Carolina a logical choice. One of the biggest motivators was the massive incentive package South Carolina offered Boeing. In exchange for creating 3,800 full-time jobs and investing $750 million, Boeing received $270 million up front from the state, $356 million in property tax breaks, $47.5 million in corporate tax credits, $33 million in worker training funding, and $100 million in additional property tax reductions related to 787 logistics. Unsurprisingly, Everett's unionized workforce accused Boeing of retaliation. According to NPR in 2011, the union claimed Boeing selected South Carolina to punish Washington workers for past strikes. The case escalated, with the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, alleging Boeing had violated federal labor laws by moving a production line to avoid union influence. The issue turned political, with South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and Senator Lindsey Graham openly defending Boeing's decision. Graham stated, and now they're filing a lawsuit saying that the line in South Carolina shouldn't have happened. It's a terrible mistake. The president needs to step up. He needs to say how wrong this is, and we need to get back to business. I'm standing up for the ability of South Carolina to build Boeing airplanes, and the union complaint against Boeing is frivolous. Ultimately, the case was dropped after Boeing struck a deal with Washington's Machinist Union to increase wages and expand production there. Nevertheless, in October 2020, Boeing officially confirmed it would shut down Everett's 787 line due to COVID-19 impacts, consolidating all Dreamliner production in South Carolina. Boeing Commercial Airplanes CEO Stan Deal stated, "The Boeing 787 is the tremendous success it is today thanks to our great teammates in Everett. They helped give birth to an airplane that changed how airlines and passengers want to fly." As our customers manage through the unprecedented global pandemic to ensure the long-term success of the 787 program, we are consolidating 787 production in South Carolina. Our team in Puget Sound will continue to focus on efficiently building our 737, 747, 767, and 777 airplane families. And both sites will drive Boeing initiatives to further enhance safety, quality, and operational excellence. By February 2021, the last Everett-built Dreamliner rolled out of the factory, marking the end of a decade of 787 production in Washington. Looking back, even if Boeing's move wasn't directly about avoiding unions, it has certainly worked in its favor. The 2024 union strike, which lasted 1 month, 3 weeks, and 1 day, halted 737, 767, and 777 production, costing Boeing $5.5 billion in losses. However, 787 production in South Carolina continued unaffected due to its non-union workforce. Efforts to unionize Boeing's South Carolina workers have been sporadic. In 2018, 178 flight readiness technicians and inspectors voted to unionize, following a failed broader vote the year prior. However, Boeing fought back, appealing the results. In a 3-1 vote, the National Labor Relations Board ruled against the workers, stating their interests were too disparate to form a community of interest. Despite remaining non-union, South Carolina's Boeing workers have indirectly benefited from union negotiations elsewhere. The 2024 strike settlement led to a 9% wage increase and a $12,000 retention bonus for non-union employees. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union stated, "This recent pay increase and retention bonus payout demonstrate how union contracts are a rising tide that uplifts all workers in an industry, whether unionized or not." So, what do you think? Did Boeing move 787 production primarily to avoid unions? Or were South Carolina's tax breaks and existing operations the bigger factor? Share your thoughts in the comments below.